Even though I have been praying that Luigi Mangione would turn out to be hot, I'm not going to talk about whether or not what he did constituted self-defense within a system where the lives of millions of people are threatened and taken by corporate giants every single day. But I do have a message for the people that are taking the hard line that what he did was absolutely wrong. It's never justified to take a life. He should go to jail. Because I just want to make sure that you're keeping that energy consistently. Because in English law, when it comes to murder, you have to at least intend grievous bodily harm, but that intent can be direct or indirect, and direct is obviously what we all know intent to be, but indirect means that you do an action where you know that it is a virtual certainty that it will cause grievous bodily harm to another. So if, for example, you're a health insurance company that denied a third of all health insurance claims in 2023, which is higher than the national average, while making profits of £22 billion, which means that you could have afforded to help those people who are crying out in medical need, that means you were making a decision that you knew was virtually certain to cause grievous bodily harm to thousands of people. So where's your jail time? Or if you're a politician and you know that tens of thousands of people in your country lose their lives every single year because of these things, and you're not doing everything you can to restrict the Second Amendment, again, that's indirect intent, goes straight to jail. And if you're going to argue that they shouldn't go to jail for simply not doing the right thing, well, in English law, there's a case where somebody found somebody who was injured on the street, took them home to their house, left them on the couch, and that person passed away. And that person went to jail. Why? Because by taking them off the street, they deprived them of the chance of being found by an ambulance, and therefore they're responsible for what happens to them. I.e., if you prevent somebody else doing the right thing, then you are responsible for the right thing not being done. So if you're a politician who runs for office and you don't do everything you can to restrict weapons, and some other politician could have done, you're responsible for what happens with those weapons. Well, let's take things a bit closer to home. In 2018, the British Medical Association, which represents 150,000 doctors across the UK, said that a no-deal Brexit would be a catastrophe for the NHS, the National Health Service, and make us more vulnerable to deadly pandemics. Yet in 2019, Boris Johnson was saying,
I think it's a great shame that we've missed the opportunity to come out at no deal.
And then Nigel Farage and the Reform Party then said, no, no-deal Brexit is the way to go. And that's on top of the fact that every medical body in the country was saying that Brexit would severely damage our National Health Service. So to go ahead with Brexit and even talk about the most extreme version of Brexit, when all the doctors, nurses, radiologists, midwives were all saying that this will cost lives, again, you are doing something which you know there is a virtual certainty that it will cause at least grievous bodily harm to thousands of people. So if you want us to take you seriously about wanting this guy in jail because of your respect for human life, then you need to start arresting politicians and CEOs.